launch the exhibition.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. And thank you for inviting yourself and Lady Maris to tonight's launch. It's a great pleasure to be with the Norwich 20 group friends, members and supporters this evening. Your 75th anniversary is a very important milestone since the original members first met to form the group in 1944. I congratulate the group for keeping contemporary art alive in Norwich and for its many free public events which it runs, for example, the Big Draw event in the Forum and its monthly discussion meetings. The group started the year with its debut exhibition in Norwich Cathedral, Osprey, which ended in January, and is now launching the 3 exhibitions, starting with tonight's Norwich 20 group celebrating 75 years here in St Margaret's, and the other exhibitions feature, Peter has already mentioned, the Naked in Norwich with the life drawings workshops, and St Margaret's and the Metamorphosis in the Undercroft Gallery. I also understand that the group is renewing its friendship with Norwich's twin city, Rouen, and is also looking forward to an exhibition at the Theatre Royal in January next year. This is a wonderful celebration of Norfolk and Norwich's contemporary art. I'm sure the exhibition will be greatly enjoyed by both local people and visitors to the city. I wish you well with your exhibition programme, and I'm delighted to declare Norwich 20 Group Artists' 75th Anniversary Exhibition open.
Good evening, Lord Mayor, Lady Maris. Thank you. There's an awful lot of you here, which made me think for the first time, are you sure you've got the name right? But I wanted to say, first of all, very briefly, that actually I'm just really glad to live in a city that has the Norwich 20 group in it. From 14 people that galvanised at the end of 1944 to 75 years, over 90 members, over 160 exhibitions, it is an extraordinary achievement to keep a group of artists together for that long. And it is these kinds of groups that provide the arts community in which we all want to live. It's particularly impressive that you continue to invite students from Norwich University for the Arts. And so in a way that you speak to each other, not just across the years, but across generations. And a number of times now I've been involved in the hanging of these shows, and Caroline, this is an excellent hang. This is such a great show tonight. But in coming in to work with the members a few times to hang their shows, I've never been to those first Tuesday of the month meetings. But I have an idea that those conversations are echoed in this exhibition. And that in the exhibitions of the group, the way in which the work talks to each other across genre, across disciplines, across media, and across generations, is part of that ongoing conversation that happens every month for the last 75 years. And it's just a fabulous thing to witness and a fabulous thing to be part of. Most of you know that I'm originally a girl from Perth in Western Australia, not Scotland, and that I started my career in England at the Mead Gallery at the University of Warwick. And I only bring that up to say that when I moved here 20 years ago, my colleagues at the Mead said, "Why do you want to move to Norwich? It's so isolated." And I just sort of took a deep breath and was like, I'm from Perth. I think you're playing fast and loose with the concept of isolation. But the relationship that I do recognise, and many of you might remember a previous director of the festival here, Jonathan Holloway, who went off to be festival director of my hometown. We've talked about this idea of the bonfire and this idea of making heat. And I think that part of the glory of living in a city that has the Norwich 20 group in it, and this entire arts community in it, is that we do make our own heat, that you do make for us the arts community that you want to practice in, that you want to live in. So I just really wanted to say here's to the Outriders, from St Ives in Cornwall to Stromness in Orkney, from Black Mountain in North Carolina to Perth in Western Australia to Norwich. Here's those who make the arts community they want to live in where they live. And we're really grateful that you do. Thank you so much.
People here tonight visiting this, I might be biased a little bit, but I'm really impressed with the curation of this show. It's made a fantastic exhibition. And as you're aware, I'm sure, we're celebrating 75 years of the 20 group tonight. It's 75 years since 14 members first got together in Norwich, 14 artists, to start discussing art, contemporary art, looking forward to the end of the Second World War and wanting to bring some creative energy and creative spirit to the city of Norwich. So first of all, there's a little bit of housekeeping. So the fire exit, I'm sure we're not going to have a fire tonight, but I'm duty bound to tell you, is at this end. And as you know, the facilities are at the back. So I'm delighted tonight, we've got the Right Worshipful Lord Mayor of Norwich, Councillor Vaughan Thomas, and also the Lady Mayoress of Norwich, Councillor Vivian Thomas. I'm also delighted we've got Amanda Geithner from the East Anglia Art Fund. And Amanda's going to give you a short speech, and then we're absolutely delighted that the Lord Mayor will then open the exhibition and launch the exhibition. So first of all, I'd like to say, I have mentioned it already, I'm aware that Caroline Hoskin put in a tremendous amount of work yesterday. We were somewhat oversubscribed with the amount of work that came forward, and it was a tremendous job to select the work which now makes up this exhibition. It's done in such a wonderful and stimulating way that I know that you'll find it very exciting to look around. So I'd like to just say Caroline was also helped and worked in collaboration with Julia Cameron, but it was Caroline yesterday who did the curation, which, as I said, was a tremendous job to do, and she did a fantastic job. So I'd like to just give a round of applause to Caroline. I can see, being a modest person, that she's slightly embarrassed with that, but anyway, thank you. I'd like to just mention we've got another event this week as well, which will be, we're very pleased to have the translator and poet George Surtees, who will be coming on Friday evening. Hello everybody. We have George Surtees coming on Friday evening to talk about the written word, poetry, and also visual art. He's a prize-winning poet and Hungarian-born British poet, and we're delighted to have him coming along on Friday evening, and that will be at 7 for 7:30. There'll also be a bar, so you'll also be invited, all of you invited to that. And the next exhibition that the 20 Group is putting on will be the Naked in Norwich Life Drawing Exhibition. The 20 Group has run this life drawing workshop open to everybody. It's not just group members. The life drawing workshop's been going for 40 years now, and so this is going to be called the 10th Naked in Norwich Life Drawing Workshop Exhibition, and that will be here on the 15th of July. Again, everybody is welcome to come along. We'd love to see you. And then later in the year, we have an exhibition called Metamorphosis in the Undercroft. The Undercroft is a huge gallery at the back of Norwich Market under the War Memorial. It's supported and owned by the council, and we're delighted to have that space, which is a vast space, and it gives people, the artists, an opportunity for more experimental and larger works, and that will be in October. And looking forward to next year, we are being invited to exhibit at the Theatre Royal. Anyway, without further ado, I shall invite the Lord Mayor, the Right Worshipful Vaughan Thomas. I've made a I'm very glad.